Hi there, and welcome back to the Yoga Library. In today's 30-minute power class, we have Maria doing all the demoing because I am now 32 weeks pregnant. So today's class is going to be fiery, lots of pulses, lots of strength-based vinyasa, something a little bit up-tempo. Grab straps, grab blocks, grab whatever you might need, maybe some water, and then take breaks when you need, okay? If you're following the same playlist that we are, we're going to start it on the count of 1, 2, 3. And we're going to start in a child's pose. So come to lie whenever you're ready. Reach your fingertips forward. Ground through the sit bones. And then just start to take a big breath in through the nose. And then exhale it out. Again, big breath in. Exhale it out. Starting to soften your movements. Soften your thoughts. And if you do feel like the mind is still moving a mile, then direct your energy to the breath. And when you slow the breath down and you tune into the breath, you slow your thoughts. There's less to focus on. And if you're in an area right now that there's quite a lot going along, sometimes we're in our home and we hear kids, we hear dogs, we hear doorbells. It becomes a little bit harder to tune out, but see if you can silence the noise a little bit, almost like it's a hum, almost like it's background noise, almost as though you can't quite pinpoint what it is. You're not really searching for it, but it's there. That's life moving all around us. And life doesn't stop when we practice. So we try to find ways to pause amidst the noise, amidst the movement, amidst the chaos perhaps. Let's take one more inhale through the nose. And then exhale it out. Beautiful. And then we're going to walk the hands to the right side, as far as you can go to the right side. Take the left palm over top of the right and really find that nice side body stretch all the way from the left pinky finger down to the left hip. Find that expansion. Breathe into that side body, into that rib cage. And then walk the hands to the opposite side. Same thing, arms move to the left. Right palm on top of the left, perhaps. And you're looking for that same length. And as you breathe into the right side of you, you breathe into that space. Notice if one side feels more tight than the other. If one side offers you a bit more space. Beautiful. Take it back through center. And then slide your hands towards your knees. So slide your hands up your mat. You're going to come sit on the top of the shins. Take your knees about hip distance apart. Sitting on the tops of the feet if that's comfortable, or placing a block underneath you, or sitting on your bum is fine. And you're going to interlace your hands together. Flip the palms, push the hands away from you, and round through the shoulder blades. So feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. And then you're going to reach your arms up high all the way to the ceiling. You're going to keep the palms flipped, yeah? And you're going to take circles behind the head. So just moving the hands behind the head, getting into the shoulders. Closing your eyes, really allowing yourself to just move into the space. Softening your face, your jaw. Maybe switching directions, maybe speeding it up if that feels right. Whatever feels right in this moment. Getting into the sticky bits. And the next time your hands are up, you're going to reach them high. You're going to start to make these little fists with the palms. And this might not feel like a lot to start, but eventually it starts to build. It starts to feel it through the forearms, into the palms. And you start to really feel that energy moving here, right? Take a moment. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Maybe squeeze a little faster if that feels right. Beautiful. And I can be as tough as I want today because I'm not actually doing the class. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to shake it out. All right, take it into our tabletop. Spin the hands so the fingertips are facing you. So spin outwards and then towards you, just to massage through the wrists here and the forearms. Moving back and forth. But then maybe moving through some cat-cows as well. If cat-cows feels a bit too linear for you, then I want you to take little circles with the spine. I want you to feel it out, right? So really dropping into your intuition. So cat-cows are a really nice way to move in a very linear fashion. We know it, we like it. But if you close your eyes and start to really wiggle it out, you can get into those stickiness, those sticky bits of the body that are often neglected. And it's also just nice to move in a way that feels freeing and expansive. All right, take it back through center. Hands back forward, give them a little wiggle if you need to. And then one Anahatasana, puppy dog pose. The bum stays stacked above the knees. And you reach the arms forward and you just find a bit of space here. Space in the spine, and you might be able to press the chest in towards the floor. Right, you might just feel all right floating, chest off the ground, right? This is the nice way to surrender into your practice, surrender into whatever's going to happen. You have no control. Take it into your tabletop. Shoulders above the wrists. Flip the toes, lift the knees 3 inches off the mat. And then press the mat away from you. So you're not doming through the back. You're keeping a flat spine, but you're starting to really engage through the shoulders. Now, from here, step the feet back to a high plank. And then step them back to that hovered tabletop. All right, step them back again, breathe. Take it back to that hovered tabletop. Take it back one more time to your plank. Take it back to your hovered tabletop. Hold the space. And then send the hips up to your downward facing dog. Take it back to your hovered tabletop. Lift it back up. Back to that hovered tabletop. One more time, send the hips up. Find yourself there. Lifting the sit bones up, big length through the spine. And then you can always paddle it out if you want to. So you can bend the knees one at a time, nod the head yes, shake it no. Shake it out, you can sigh it out. All sounds are welcome, right? You're in your own space. Sometimes it's nice to let out a big exhale, a little flutter of the lips. All right, from here, walk the feet towards the hands. And then when you get there, soften the knees, grab hold of opposite elbows, and have a little sway side to side. A little bend of the knees maybe. Release through the elbows. Slowly rise, one vertebrae at a time, head, neck heavy, and the last thing to rise, and there's no rush here. And when you do arrive, roll the shoulder blades down the spine, palms facing forward. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. Draw the navel in, tuck the tailbone. Take your hands to heart. Find an intention for your practice, something beyond the moves, beyond the sweat, beyond the asana. On the inhale, rise, reach your arms up high. And when you exhale, fold forward, hands to floor. Inhale's your half. Exhale, step it back to your high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Knees, chest if you want. Inhale to your upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. 3 breaths here. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale one more time. Exhale it out. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, hop, step, or float to the front on the exhale. Inhale's your half to lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we rise, gaze up high. Exhale, draw the hands to close. Inhale, lift to lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Oh, forward fold, I mean. Inhale's your half. Exhale, step it back. Chaturanga Dandasana for real this time. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips lift, you're drawing the sit bones up and back. And you want to pull up on the back of the knees and the thighs. So if your hamstrings are really tight, just take a little softness in the knees. Softness in the knees. Send the bum up and back to the back wall. Try to take the weight out of the arms. One more breath like this. Bend the knees, gaze to palms, hop, step, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale's your half. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise, gaze up high. Exhale, palms to center. Inhale again, lift to lengthen, last one. Exhale, forward fold, hands to floor. Inhale's your half. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, Chaturanga push-ups if you like. Inhale. Exhale, you can always skip it. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Hasta Bandha in the palms, right? So you really want to press the thumb, the index finger, pinky side. If you feel the thumbs and index are lifting up, you're putting too much pressure on the outer corners of the arms, of the palms rather, and it's going to hurt the forearms. It's going to feel quite jagged and quite tense after. And you're just going to put your wrists in a bit of a conundrum, right? You're going to potentially injure them. Gaze to palms, bend the knees, hop, step, or float to the front. Inhaling half. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise, gaze up high. Exhale, palms to center. Take your feet about hip distance apart. We're going to sit into our chair pose. Arms are strong alongside the ears. And then from here, press the weight into the left foot. Lift the right heel. Float the right foot off the floor. Now drive the right knee into the belly. Start to rise. So lift up straight in the left leg. And then kick your right foot forward as far as you can go. Take it to your warrior three. Kick that right foot behind you. Softness in that left knee, right? Now take your hands to center. Flip your palms so they're facing up. Take a moment, find your balance. And we're going to isolate the upper body. So don't move the upper body. Pull the right knee towards the left knee. Breathe. You're going to feel that in the hamstring. Send it back behind you. Hands back to center. Now without moving the upper body, just tap your right toes to the outside of your mat on the left side. Breathe it back behind you. Beautiful. Tap the right knee behind the left ankle. I'm going to use my toes to modify. Step it back to your high lunge. Breathe the arms up high. Arms strung by the ears. Take a moment here. Hold this space. You should feel this in the glute. We're going to take a twist. Take the twist, right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Take a moment here. Okay, and we're going to head back to our chair pose. So take a moment. Take a moment. Step the right foot to meet the left. Knees glued. Inhale to your chair pose. From here, lift the heels off the floor. Beautiful, breathe. We're going to start to rise all the way onto the toes. Take your hands to center. Beautiful, guys. Take the heels down, take a chair, take it back to that hip distance apart with the feet. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite leg. So plant through the right foot, lift the left heel, float the left foot off the floor. Squeeze from the pelvis, and then come all the way up to stand. Left knee to the belly, hands to center. Kick that left foot away from you. Kick it forward. Beautiful. Warrior three, take your time. Left foot kicks behind you. Softness in that right knee. Find something that's not moving to look at. Now flip the palms so they're facing up. I find this is really helpful. And then try not to move the upper body, but take your left knee to your right knee. Draw that left knee close towards you. You feel this in the hamstring. Breathe it back behind you. Beautiful. Tap the left foot to the outside of the right mat. Keep that upper body not moving. Beautiful. And then tap the left knee behind the ankle. You can take your hands to center now. You can always use your toes like me to modify. Step it back to your high lunge. Arms lift up. Beautiful. And then you're going to twist. Take the hands across, left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Take a moment because you're coming back to your chair pose. So you're stepping the left foot to meet the right. You're going to keep that twist for a moment, then take it all the way up. Arms are strong by the ears. This time, draw the bum back, lift all 10 toes. Fan the toes wide, spread them a little further, and then draw the bum back a little more. Come down a little lower. Arms reaching forward, option to stay here, option to lift the heels, option to take it into a crow pose, take your hands to the floors. Split the knees to the back of the arms. You might want to step back like Maria just did. You might want to give yourself a bit more space. You might want to come into Malasana instead. You can come into that wide-legged squat. Take a moment here. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Jump back, step back, vinyasa out. Inhale to your upward facing. And then we all meet in a downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. All right, bear with me. I don't think Maria knows what's coming. But we're gonna drop onto our forearms at the same time. And then we're gonna press into the palms and come into chaturanga from here. So press the palms, yes, lean forward. Now push up to your downward facing dog. I'm going to do 2 more like this, dropping onto the forearms. Coming forward into chaturanga. Taking it back to your downward facing dog. 1 more, down to the forearms, we tap. We take it into chaturanga from here. We push to our downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale it out the mouth. Right leg shoots to the sky. And on the exhale, knee to nose, round the spine. Beautiful. Inhale it back up. Knee to the right elbow, hold it there. Take it to your right wrist, down. Kick it back to the sky. Take it to your left elbow, tap it there, hold that space, reach your left arm high, kick your right foot through to the opposite side. Take a moment here. You can keep the foot down, you can lift it up if you want to, up to you. Breathe, find 2 breaths here. Take the left hand down, shoot the right foot back up to the sky. Take your high lunge from here, big step between the hands, arms lift up. And you're gonna open up to your warrior 2 from here, so plant that left foot down. Okay, if you wanna stay here, you can. You can also lift the right heel. You don't have to take any options that I give you, especially you, Maria. You can always take a beat. Breathing here, 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Plant the heel straight in the right leg. Step the left foot in 1 or 2 steps. You're gonna come into Trikonasana from here. So the right arm reaches forward. Right hand on the inside of the right shin. Left arm lifts to the sky. And you're stacking the left hip over top of the right. So she's got this really nice clean line. Right, and if that means coming up and out of it a little bit and lifting up a little higher, go ahead. If that means using a brick, that's what you do. Okay, from here, lifting back up, pivot the left heel in towards you. Take the hands, opposite elbows is one option to grab. You can reverse fist pump yourself, or you can reverse prayer behind the back. We're gonna come into Goddess. Breathe. Find a space where the shoulders feel like they're sitting over top of the hips. We're gonna lift the right heel. And we're gonna take it back down, lift through the left side. Beautiful, lift both heels if you feel like it. Draw up from the pelvis. 2 more like this, 2 more breaths. Release the heels, straighten out, toes in, heels slightly out. Unbind, but bind to the palms. Lift the chest, and then on the exhale, prasarita to C, coming into that wide-legged fold from here. Beautiful. Now you can stay here. You can take a tripod if you want to as well. Up to you. And Maria will maybe take a tripod on the opposite side. She'll stay here just to give herself a little bit of time. Breathing here. She's going to pull up on the back of the knees and the thighs. She's going to give herself a really nice opening through the back of the hamstrings. Okay, lifting up halfway. If you're in tripod, come back down, wide legs. Take your hands in between the legs. Pivot the left toes so they face the back of the mat. Maybe slide the heel as well. Come into Skandasana at the back of the mat. Beautiful. Now keep your hips low. Travel forward to the front of your mat. Frame your right foot. Step it back to a 3-legged plank so that right foot remains lifted. Now tap the right knee to the right elbow. I know it's a lot. You might not even reach it. Now send it back. Take it across. Bring it back. One more time to that right elbow. We tap. We take it to the wrist from here. We send it all the way back to a 3-legged dog. All the way up. We bend that right knee. Take a wild thing. Beautiful. Big stretch. Big extension. Take it back. Bend the knees. Take it to a downward facing dog. Square through the hips. Shake it out. Big inhale. Exhale it out. You've got a left side. Take the left leg, lift it high. From here, knee to nose, round the spine. Inhale it up. Knee taps the elbow first to the left side. And we take it down to the wrist. Breathe it up. All the way up high. Take it to the right elbow this time. Hold for a moment. Then kick the left foot through to the right side. Reach your right arm up high. You can place your foot down for support. You can keep it lifted. Keep lifting through the hips. Keep planting that back foot down. Beautiful. Take the right hand down. Kick the left foot high to the sky again. Take a big step between the hands. Come into your high lunge from here. Beautiful. When you're ready, coming up into your warrior 2. Finding your alignment. So you're really opening to that left thigh. So the knee is stacked above the ankle. You can see your front 2 toes from the inside of the thigh. And you're gazing to the fingertips. So this warrior 2 is really strong. If you want to make it stronger, you can also lift the left heel. Up to you. Beautiful. Release the heel, straighten the left leg. Coming into Trikonasana, stepping that right foot in 1 or 2 steps. Left arm reaches forward, left hand on the inside of the left shin, right arm to the sky. And again, you have that nice long line. So what happens sometimes when we try to touch the floor and we get focused on touching the floor is we drop the right hip forward. And if you just stack that right hip over your left, sometimes it means that you're not going as far to the floor, but you have that alignment. Beautiful. Now breathe it back up, coming all the way up. Slide the right heel in towards you. And then again, coming into that bind behind the back, option to grab hold of opposite elbow, reverse fist pump, or reverse prayer behind your back. Now bending into the knees again. Take a moment here, sitting tall with the shoulders rolling down the spine. Lift both heels at the same time. And then if you're up for it, close your eyes. Beautiful. A lot harder on your own camera. Drop the heels, straighten out. Heels out, toes in. One more time, interlace the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulder blades. Lift the chest. And then exhale. Hinge from the hips. You can stay here again if you want. You can wrap your peace fingers around the big toes and bend the elbows. Or, like Maria, you can take a tripod. Head comes down. Palms press by you. You want the elbows stacked above the wrists. Yeah, and she's going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. She's going to take her time. Her feet are going to lift. Make sure you breathe. Beautiful. And then you come down the same way. You take your feet wide. You take it all the way down. You draw the navel in to round gently as you lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, come back to the middle of your mat, shimmy as you need. Take the right toe, pivot it, come into your Skandasana at the back of your mat. And then come all the way to the front of the mat, frame the left foot, take it to your three-legged high plank, hold it there. Tap the left elbow. Kick it back. Take it across the body. Kick it back. Take it to left elbow, then left wrist. Send it back to that three-legged dog. Lift, lift up. Take your wild thing. Beautiful. And you really want to find that opening. Beautiful, guys. Bend the knees, take it to your downward facing dog. And then take it into a child's pose from here. Just take a moment, reset, resettle. Take a moment, re-find your breath. Even through our physical practice, even in a power class, we want to remain focused on the intention, and the intention is always breath-led. Take a moment to soften. Take a moment to ease. Take a moment to slow down here. And then for fun, because I know you guys all love it, we're going to take one Pinchamayurasana here. So coming onto the forearms, and don't feel you need to take it unless you want to, Maria, but coming onto the forearms. You probably don't have a spotter at home, so only do this if you feel comfortable doing this. But elbows underneath the shoulders, palms and wrists aligned. You're going to walk your feet as close as you can. You're going to stay here. That might feel like enough. You might kiss your fingertips 3 times to build strength. She'll do it once. We don't want to tire her out. You might just lift one leg to the sky, right? And you might play with little kicks up. Little kicks up. One more kick up, and I'll catch this one, right? And then if you feel up for it, you start to hold that space. You start to feel how it feels to be upside down for a moment. And when you've had enough, you take a child's pose. And you go back down the same way you came in, really, really calmly, back to your child's pose. All right? And it might be nice to have a buddy help you with that, right? Sometimes we need a wall. But even if you didn't take Pinchamayurasana, it's not yours, you don't like it, there's still a nice place to float with those forearms down, with both feet on the ground. You feel grounded still. You still build some strength in the shoulders. So there's something for everyone within that moment. Take it to your downward facing dog. Kick the right leg high. Take it knee to nose. Inhale it up. Knee to right elbow, to right wrist, to left wrist. Kick it back behind you. Take it to your pigeon from here. Right knee to right wrist for your pigeon. Right, coming down. If you feel you want to back bend, you can take it. If you feel just that you want to open up through the glute. We've worked the glutes quite a lot, right? So just take a moment to soften. Not every part of this class has to be hard. Not every part of this class has to be power. There's power in the breath. There's power in softness, in stillness. And what we find is that slowing it down is actually much harder. So try to tune out from everything happening around you. Try to tune into your breath. Taking 3 more moments here, closing your eyes, simmering down, finding a gentle space to just breathe here. Beautiful. When you're ready, coming back into your plank, maybe taking chaturanga if you wanted. It's totally optional at this point. Everything's optional. Maybe go directly to down dog if you prefer. You clicked on this class though, so maybe you wanted something strong, lift the hips up high. We're gonna take one more of those awful conditioning workouts. Lift the left foot high. Take it knee to nose, round the spine. Inhale it up. Knee to left elbow, tap the elbow. Take it to the left wrist. Take it to the right wrist. Kick it back up high. And then take the left knee to the left wrist, coming into your pigeon, and just come all the way down. Take a moment here. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Softening the face, the jaw, the brows. And just letting go of whatever did or didn't happen in your practice. Letting go of your physical practice. Coming back into the body, coming back to the breath. Closing your eyes just to draw it in. Give yourself this moment. There are so many things that are calling us all day long. So much to do. So little time in the day, and you've carved out this half an hour for you today. So use this time to just settle into the moment. Beautiful. From here, coming up slowly, roll into your left hip. Swing your right leg all the way around. And then reach your legs forward to the front of the room. Reach your arms up high. On the exhale, reach for the toes. Reach as far as you can. Allow the body to round. Just go right past yourself. Just allow yourself to let go for a moment. Maybe the palms face up. Maybe the elbows bend. Maybe the head hangs heavy for a moment. And when you feel ready, you're going to slowly, using the core, take it all the way down onto your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Head and neck will be the last thing to hit the mat. And when you get there, take your knees into your belly, squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball, take your forehead to your knees, take an inhale. Exhale, release, coming to your Savasana. Arms can be facing up, let the shoulders relax, let the face, the jaw relax. Take a moment here, really just to absorb the effects of your practice. And we'll sit together for about 2 minutes. Again, trying your best to drown out any outside noise. And don't look to the sounds that you hear as distractions or try to wish that it was silent or wish it was a different way. Just try to absorb whatever it is that's surrounding you. Life happens and life moves all around you. And we can pause still amidst the movement. And that's the harder thing to do than be still in a silent room. So in a way, you get more with all the things that surround you. All the imperfections of your perfect place to practice. See if you can relax the shoulders and the ears. Relax your eyeballs, your tongue, your cheeks. Draw your attention to your breath, to your heart beating in your chest. Let's take an inhale together. Feel the lungs, feel the diaphragm, feel your chest rise. And then exhale it out to sigh. Wiggle your fingertips, your toes, reach your arms up overhead like you're waking yourself up for the first time. And then roll into your right side. Taking a moment here. When you're ready, coming into a cross-legged position with us, with me. Eyes closed, palms facing up or down, whatever feels intuitive, whatever feels right in the moment for you. And allowing yourself to just absorb this moment. Wherever you're going to next, whatever's bound to happen today, try to remember this moment and come back to it. If you can, come back to the breath. Let's take our hands to heart, come back to our original intention, let it flood your minds on a clearer mind. And then thumb to third eye, thank yourself for this space, for this time. Thank yourself for sharing the practice with us today as well. And we'll see you again. Let's bow our heads to close. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll see you again.